Hidden Valley.
Done everything he can to help me, and I think the world of him and his coaching staff over there. They're fantastic. But we're looking forward to playing the game, and we're excited to see two systems that are going to be very similar, being that I grew up in his system.
And one other thing, what do you think hold the key for the Titans this year?
I think discipline. Discipline and conditioning. We are really focusing on those two facts. The discipline of we play assignment defense, and we really gear the kids to do their job while they're out in the field. So there you have it. Both teams ready for this first game of the 2004 campaign. And I'll be back to be joined by Don Lee and the stat man Jerry Caldwell for the kickoff of tonight's battle right after we take this commercial timeout.
According to the United States government, a healthy diet should include 6 to 11 servings of grain-based foods each day. Heiner's makes it easy. This message is brought to you fresh every day by the people at Heiner's Bakery.
We will mention as the Titans will be kicking off to William Byrd. Kyle Curbo will do the honors for the Titans. Our officiating crew tonight is Reuben Terry, the referee, Darrell Booth, the umpire, Mark Driscoll, Elton Tolliver, Joel Shrewsbury, and Bryant Ferguson round out the crew. We're going to get some comments from Don here in just a minute, but first here is the kickoff. Short kickoff, bounces around to the 25, picked up on the 22 and out to the 28-yard line. That was picked up by number 2, Andy Adeldust, and Adeldust gets out to about the 28-29-yard line, and that's where the William Byrd Terriers will take over on offense. They run that to 2 tight end offense with Richard Jenkins at 1 tight end, Shane Spradlin at the other. The tackles are Billy Fosbury along with Daniel Brown. Our guards are Brian Hubbard and Greg Snow, and Thomas Kessler is your center. Billy Ray Welsh, Casey Stafford, and Aaron Connor, who gained some 660 yards last year in that backfield, along with wide receiver Stephen Markham. There's a running play and not much at all. First one to meet him there was Matt Greenway, the 178-pound junior. And Don, this is certainly been a beautiful addition, what with the scoreboard, new lights, and the like here at Cave Spring.
First-class operation. It's great to be here to start another season with you, Dave, and you better not forget the stat man on your introductions that you go upset him early this year.
Did I not get his name in there? My gosh. You know, first game jitters. But anyway, good to have him there. There's good running across the 35 out to about the 38-yard line, close to a first down. In fact, it is at the 39 as Billy Ray Welsh, the 5'9", 150-pound senior. That defense at the ends are Greg Matthews and Judd Cart. The tackles are Dante Larry and Chris Hutto. Tommy Willett is your nose guard. The linebackers are Rob Scoggins, Alex Ray, Matt Greenway, and then that defensive backfield, the corners are Jimmy King, Justin Leonard, and Tyler Coyer is your safety. 1st and 10, just shy of the 40-yard line. There is nothing doing as straight ahead goes Connor across the 40, maybe to the 41. First guy in there to meet him was Chris Hutto, and Hutto and Larry stop him for a short gain, a gain of a yard it'll be. 2nd down and 9, 10.5 and counting left in this first quarter here at Dwight Bogle Stadium, as Hidden Valley and William Byrd are battling it out here in this first game of the high school football season. Straight ahead and not much for Welsh. He is gang tackled by about 5 or 6 of those blue jerseys. Coyer among them, and he gets a short gain. It'll bring on 3rd down.
Expect to see Billy Ray Welch run the football a lot, Dave. He was a running back last year, ran for 1,115 yards, but due to Mark Nestor being injured at quarterback, Billy Ray had to take over, so that the load will be carried by him and Aaron Connor. And what's impressed me about Hidden Valley, Connor's ran the ball twice, and they've stopped him dead.
They certainly have. There goes A nice run to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, and finally knocked down at the 33. That's Aaron Connor. And saving that one was number 10 on that defense for the Hidden Valley Titans. That is Brian Bush, and Bush wrangles down Connor, but not before he gets to the 34-yard line in Titan territory.
He came alive real quickly there, caught a nice hole off tackle, some crisp blocking. He hit the seam, broke to the outside. The thing about Aaron Connor, he's a workhorse. He plays offense, plays defense. If you're going to beat William Byrd, you've got to stop him in maybe less than 100 yards, but he's quite a runner.
That he is. He is again. That's what I mean, power. And he drives to about the 28, 29-yard line. First guy to meet him there was Greg Matthews, but to give him a nice gain, and so it'll be second down and about 5.
You know, it's a lot of emotion in this game with the new coach of the Titans going against his mentor, J.R. Edwards, of course. We expect him to do a good job, and this drive is very important because it's the first drive of the year for his defense. He doesn't want Byrd to establish a momentum with its running game. He wants to stop that, and so that's why I think that this drive is very, very important.
And, man, what a stick there. 44 just decapitated him. That's Matt Greenway as he hit Connor head on. Connor stopped at the line of scrimmage. So that will bring on a 3rd and 5. The ball at the 29.
That's one of those, put them back where they came from. I mean, he made contact. Greenway made the perfect tackle in driving Connor back into the backfield, stayed squared up, did everything just like he's taught.
So the 3rd down 5. We're down to about 8 minutes left in this first quarter. It goes right to Welsh. Welsh drives to about the 25. First one to meet him there was number 7, Dante Larry, and then had some help from Brian Bush. But that will be 4th down, and it is 4th and about 2. The ball is at the 25-yard line in Titan territory.
You expect Connor to run that football here, probably off tackle to the right side, but if in their offense, Coach Highfield has a lot of things that come off of other things, so we could very well see a fake to Connor and a keeper.
Well, there is a timeout here on the field, and so we will take our first one as well with a score. Hidden Valley nothing, the Terriers of William Byrd nothing. We're back with more first quarter action right after this. Back here at Dwight Bogle Stadium, an all-important 4th down here. 7:40 left in this first quarter, and William Byrd trying to keep this drive alive. The Hidden Valley band trying to get their defense to stick them right here. There's the count. There's Welsh going around wide, drives, and he was hit. Dante Larry hit him, and it will depend exactly where the spot is, but a nice job as Welsh tried to get that first down. And they're going to have to bring in the chains, but a good job done by number 7, Dante Larry, the senior, and he stopped him in his tracks.
Oh, Billy Ray seems like he should be playing down in Texas somewhere, right?
Or Alabama, one of the two.
Yeah, no, that's Billy Bob down there.
There is a first down, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do now, Don, is I do want to get Jerry Caldwell to say a few words.
Well, Dave, that's all right at the beginning of the year. You forget me, but hopefully you'll remember me the rest of the year.
Oh, don't worry. I can't forget you, buddy. There's no way. Well, Billy Ray Welsh gets that first down and keeps this drive alive that started back inside the Byrd 30. They have now moved to the 24-yard line in Hidden Valley territory. There's Connor. Connor gets some nice yardage across the 20 down to about the 18. First one to meet him there was Matt Greenway, and he also had some help there by number 22, Alex Ray. So give him a gain of 5, 2nd and 5, getting nice yardage on that first down play.
You can't say Coach Edwards didn't know what to expect tonight as he coached the Byrd last year. And right now, what he's doing with his defense, he's playing a 5-man front, but he's taking 4 linebackers and bringing them up inside and they're just more or less saying, we know they're not going to throw the ball with Billy Ray at quarterback. He's a runner. We're gonna challenge him up front, and that's what they're trying to do.
2nd and 5. There's Welsh. Now he is going to try and throw the ball. He is being pressured. He breaks away from one, breaks away from another, and then is knocked down. Nice job done by number 23, Rob Scoggins. And Scoggins stops Welsh before he gets the first down. It'll be at about the 17-yard line. So another one of those 3rd down plays and about 3 as we head toward the 6-minute mark.
That's a great scramble play because they didn't have a thing downfield, but Billy Ray showed his uncanny ability to find the right area, and a couple of those big linemen were back there trying to chase him down, but he turned on the burner, and excellent gain.
So it is a gain to the 17, 3rd down 3. There's Connor. Connor goes wide, and then he is met by one that knocked him right down. That was Leonard who first met him, and then he got inside the 10 down to about the 9-yard line. So a good job done by Connor, and it'll be 1st and goal.
You'll hear us brag about Aaron Connor all the time, but that was a classic run from a standpoint of coaches teach day in and day out to use that left shoulder and use that left arm as a weapon when making contact, and that he did, and you saw the tackler go flying out of bounds.
That was exactly the case, and then he gained about another 5 yards after that initial hit. So a nice job by Connor. They have held on to this football for about 7 minutes. There's a bobble. The ball goes down. Welsh picked it up, and then it came loose again, and I think Hidden Valley got it. It was not a good snap, and the ball juggled around. Welsh could not hold on to it. He fumbled it, and Hidden Valley drops on that football. And so the long and sustained drive for the William Byrd Terriers will come up 4-0. So Coach Edwards got to be pleased. His team was bent, but they didn't break.
Well, we've talked about Coach Highfield and his team. They had a great drive going, and that mistake, they'll moan about that. But the thing about it is they've got Hidden Valley at a good part of the field, and they need to keep them down here and force a punt and still get good field position. But Hidden Valley answered the call on the first drive by forcing a turnover. And as you say, Coach Ross, Coach Edwards is quite happy.
That he is. That was not much of a gain. Scoggins got about a yard. And so, or Ray, I should say, that was out to just shy of the 10-yard line. So it will be 2nd and 9, 4:40 and counting in a very fast-moving first quarter. That's Jimmy King, and King gets across the 10 out to the 11-yard line. That offense, again, they run very similar to William Byrd. Of course, Brian Bush at one tight end. Judd Card, who caught 50 passes a year ago, is at the other tight end. The rest of that lineup, the tackles are Eric Frost and Chris Hutto, Raleigh Pretty, and Tommy Willard are the guards. Jolio Hastenreiter is the center, and that backfield, Tyler Coyer, Alex Ray, and Jimmy King. The flanker also is Greg Matthews. So that's how they line up as we get inside of 4 minutes left in this first quarter. There's Jimmy King. Look at King, and he gets a big first down to the 25. Jimmy King, the 140-pound senior, found daylight, and he drove across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Good-looking play. That was a misdirection play up the middle to the tailback, and it hit so quickly, but the right side of that tight line caved in Byrd's defense there, and a step or two more, he may have taken that one the route.
He might have. We'll tell you that Byrd defense after this play. There goes not much at all. Getting back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half yard, and that's all. The middle of that defense was there. Brian Hubbard, number 50. That defense for the Terriers. At the ends are Greg Snow and Shane Spradlin. The tackles are Michael Chopsky and Daniel Brown. Casey Stafford is your nose guard. The linebackers are Aaron Connor, Brent Hubbard, and Brian Hubbard. And then that defensive backfield, Andy Adeldust, Billy Ray Welsh, and Steve Markham. So it will be a 2nd down and 10. Really no gain on that play as we head toward the 3-minute mark remaining in this first quarter of play. There they delay it to King. King breaks it to the 40. He's to the 50. He's to the 45-40. He's to the 30. Cuts it back and is finally ridden down at the 22-yard line. Andy Adeldust saved the touchdown.
That was a well-executed play, and it was a type of a counter play where he had one of those guards pulling in him and leading as they showed action one way, and once King got to some daylight, he had that extra blocker out there, and that's just well executed. And if you'll notice, Hidden Valley, they are playing with 2 tight ends and a flanker. They're not doing this stuff where everybody's spreading the field. They got 2 tight ends up there, which really means we're going to run the football. There goes the counter. Take a look. There's a lineman in front of him. Another good block behind it. And we see him run for that sideline and try to fight him off.
Good gain. So it's first down and 10. There's a first pass. Coyer, he's got his man, and that's Judd Cart. The 180-pound senior drives it down to the 5-yard line and inside the 5. A nice catch by Judd Cart, who, as we mentioned, caught 50 passes a year ago, and it's a first down.
A lot of excitement at the end of the play because as he hit the ground, the ball squirted out, and we all know that the ground can't cause a fumble. So for a minute, the people from William Byrd thought they had recovered a fumble, but the official right on the spot gave a good signal saying it's on the ground, men.
So it is a first down. And goal to go. The ball is just shy of the 5-yard line. We'll call it the 6. Tyler Coyer under center. In motion goes Cart. He's going to throw again as Coyer. He's looking this time. Flushed out. Got a man. Touchdown. He found number 10, Brian Bush, in the back of the end zone. And so Hidden Valley, the Titans draw first here with 1:48 left in this first quarter of play.
I'm impressed with that drive, and let me tell you what happened. When they moved one of the backs from one side to the other, it gave them unbalance to that side. So actually what they were able to do is send the tight end, the flanker, and then they ran the other end across, so they flooded the area and found one wide open. And the quarterback did a good job of waiting and letting everything open up and threw him a strike.
So Brian Bush, the 182-pound junior, fires in, and illegal procedure against the Hidden Valley Titans. So that will cause this football to be moved back to the 11-yard line. So that is not a touchdown. That is against Hidden Valley. We'll move it back to the 11-yard line.
I didn't get the penalty, Dave. What was the penalty?
Illegal procedure.
Okay.
So it will be a situation of first and goal. The ball is on the 11-yard line.
I think when they put that other man to the right side of the line, that made somebody ineligible on that other side, and I think that's who caught the pass.
That was Brian Bush. That's right, the other tight end. Okay, here we go. Coyer going to roll again to look to pass. This time he's being chased. He does throw it, and incomplete. Down there in coverage nicely was Brian Hubbard. They were pressuring Coyer. He could not find the receiver, and it goes incomplete, so it'll bring second down and 11.
Well, let's remember about Tyler Coyer. Last year, he had the opportunity to play some quarterback. Did a good job with Coach Maggenbauer's offense at the time. He threw for 528 yards, 5 touchdowns. Very respectable. So we're going to see more of a pass and run situation with the Titans. With Byrd, we expect to see Aaron Connor and Billy Ray running that football mostly, and maybe Billy Ray scrambling every now and then, but I don't expect to see it in the air a lot.
So here we go with a second down and 11. Coyer going to look, going to hand off. That's Ray. Ray drives, fights in for the touchdown. Alex Ray, the sophomore at 200 pounds, found the running room he needed and fires into the end zone for the first touchdown of the year for the Hidden Valley Titans. There he is, number 22. And so the Titans jump off to the 6-0 lead. Kyle Curbo will come in to try the extra point, and a great job done on that drive, because remember, they started inside their 10-yard line. There's the kick. It is up. It is good. Kyle Curbo makes it 7 for the Hidden Valley Titans, nothing for the William Byrd Terriers, and we'll be back with a stat man and the statistics on that drive. But first, let's take this time out. Back here at Dwight Bogle Stadium, a great drive done by the Hidden Valley Titans and capped off by the touchdown run of Alex Ray.
Dave, sure was a great drive. They went 92 yards. They went 8 plays and two big runs, the 50-yard run by Jimmy King and then Alex Ray with that 11-yard run. So that was a good way to start the season.
Certainly is. Kyle Curbo added the extra point. Once again, we'll tell you our officials for tonight. The referee is Reuben Terry, the umpire Darrell Booth. The linesman is Mark Driscoll, the line judge Elton Tolliver, the side judge Joel Shrewsbury, and the field judge Bryant Ferguson. There's a ball. It's bounced around, picked up by Welsh. Look at Welsh to the 35. He's to the 40. He's to the 50. He's to the 45 and knocked down at the 43. And Curbo, the kicker, had to stop him. So Billy Ray Welsh, who does a little bit of everything, if it hadn't been for the kicker, Kyle Curbo, he might have taken that all the way, and as it is, he gets it a great return to the 43. Let's watch.
Watch this as it comes right up the middle. It bounces around a little bit back there, and then once we see Billy Ray pick it up, watch this cut he makes to the outside, and Curbo is waiting for Turbo, and Curbo wins the battle.
He certainly does. So Curbo was the only guy to stop him from going all the way, and in for the touchdown was, of course, Alex Ray for Hidden Valley. Now Billy Ray Welsh, and this offense will try to get something going. There's Connor. Look at Connor. Gets to the 30 and is stopped by Jed Cart, but that's another first down. And good job done, as gaining nice yardage was Aaron Connor, and Connor gets the first down to the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. We're down to a tad over a minute left in this first quarter. If you're just joining us, it's 7-0. A 92-yard scoring drive by the Titans, capped off by the Alex Ray run of 11 yards and the Kyle Curbo extra point. Here again is Connor. Connor is dragged around. Matt Greenway did a great job, and then Coyer finished him off. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all. You're going to see a lot of Aaron Connor, and Connor picks up basically nothing on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Right now, the first quarter's winding down, and it's a good thing because both teams being the first game of the season, and, you know, it doesn't seem that hot tonight, but it is humid. The conditions starting to show up a little bit back out there now, so a break for both teams will be helpful and give them a chance to regroup.
This may be and possibly the final play of the quarter. There's Welsh. Welsh going to drive forward and gets up to about the 22 or 23-yard line. Remember, they had a tremendous drive going on that opening one. They took off about 7 minutes of the quarter, but they fumbled deep, and that's where Hidden Valley took over on the 8 and then drove in for the 92 yards and the touchdown. So the first quarter has ended here at Dwight Bogle Stadium, and the score: the Hidden Valley Titans 7, the Terriers of William Byrd nothing. We'll be back with the second quarter action right after this. All right, we are ready to go into the second quarter, and William Byrd on the attack. They've moved to the 22-yard line of Hidden Valley.
You know, Dave, if you look at some of these statistics here, William Byrd has already ran 18 plays to 8 for Hidden Valley. They kept the ball over 8 minutes, but they're behind by 7.
Exactly. They had what looked like was going to be a scoring drive, but it was stopped in its tracks by the fumble, and then the 92-yard drive by Hidden Valley, capped off by the 5'10", 200-pound sophomore Alex Ray's 11-yard run, and Kyle Curbo added the extra point. All right, here we go with a There's another fumble, and they fall on it. Welsh tried to get that to Connor. They bobbled it and alertly fell on the football.
You know, Jeff Highfield is a disciple of Andrew Lewis football. His defensive coach there was Dale Foster. Dale Foster wrote a book on the monster defense. And the monster defense is what Jeff Highfield plays. So somewhere Coach Dale Foster is smiling tonight because he was a magnificent coach in his time, but there are not too many people still run that monster defense. And basically what you do is you take a linebacker and move it to the strong or wide side of the field to give an extra man over there for that offense to have to block.
There goes Welsh. Welsh going to look, and then he's knocked down. Judd Cart was the first one to meet him. And then he had help also from number 54, Tommy Willard. But great job done, and the ball will go over on downs to the Titans.
Dave, one of the questions I had before the game was how well the Titans were going to adapt to becoming a running team. If you remember last year, they were primarily run and shoot, throw the football 45 or 50 times a game, and I've been really impressed with the way this offensive line has taken to this new run approach. They were really getting off the ball, and that first drive was a classic drive. So they've made the transition very well, and their offensive line coach deserves a lot of credit.
That he does. Greenway was on that carry. Greenway got a couple out to about the 30. And as you might expect, with these two football teams that are primarily running offenses, the clock runs very, very quickly. We are down to 10:40 and counting left in the first half. And 2 times William Byrd has driven deep into Hidden Valley territory, but they don't have anything to show for it. This is Coyer. Coyer going to look, going to throw the football. It's got a man out there, Cart, and he almost was able to hang on, but just a little too far for him. And some good coverage over there by the William Byrd Terriers, who did not allow him to get to that football. Brent Hubbard was there and stopped it, knocked it down, so it'll be a 3rd down.
Okay, I'll come on with it for the first time, but you got to always think about that down and distance. 2 downs, about 2.5 yards they picked up, so they're in a little bit of a hole here now because they almost have to throw the football unless they do run a draw. But at this part of the field, you want to be very careful if you do throw it.
So 3rd down, about 8 for the first down at the 30-yard line. Coyer going to throw it, and that's Jimmy King. King makes some nice moves, makes another good move, and drives it, and I don't think he got the first down. He got to about the 37, but a tremendous job defensively over there by Billy Ray Welsh to stop him before he could get that first down, and so King is stopped, and it'll be a 4th down.
King is a good runner, but he's a very good receiver because that pass was low, and he had to do a heck of a job to catch it, and the key element there is that was a lateral. He could have thrown the football downfield, and they probably got that in their playbook that to maybe try later on, but he did a good job in picking that ball up.
Ray is the punter, and he gets off a boomer. It'll come down to the 25. That's Welsh to the 30. And boy, old Billy Ray Welsh does a little bit of everything, doesn't he, Don? He's returned to kick, he's returned to punt, he's played defense, and he's the quarterback. I mean, he has done a little bit of everything. He's a 5'9", 150-pound senior, and certainly one of the team leaders for Coach Jeff Highfield and his William Byrd Terriers. Back in that backfield, of course, is Welsh. They have Connor. And look at Welsh go. He's to the 50. He's to the 40. He's to the 30. He's to the 20. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. And guess what? Welsh, I think Landon Johnson came in at quarterback, handed it off to Welsh, and he took it to the bank.
Well, I saw Landon Johnson come in at quarterback, and after all Billy Ray's done, I thought Coach Highfield was giving him a breather. The next thing I know, he's running tailback. There he goes off tackle, makes a cut. There's another cut. turns the Jets on, and I was talking a little bit about conditioning a little while ago. It doesn't appear to be that Billy Ray's the least bit tired.
Not at all. The extra point will be tried here to try and tie this game. It's 7-6. The kick is up, and it is good. So T.J. Frazier makes it 7 for William Byrd, 7 for the Hidden Valley Titans. And we will get the stats on that drive right after we take this commercial timeout. Back we are at Dwight Bogle Stadium, and with me, of course, none other than the stat man, Jerry Caldwell, and to tell us about that drive.
Well, it wasn't much of a drive there when you call one play 70 yards with Billy Ray going up off the left side there. So that was a great run by Billy Ray.
It certainly was. He picked it up and took it down and then went in for the touchdown. Frazier added the extra point, and so we're even at 7-7. And now Hidden Valley will get the opportunity once again to go on offense.
I think we just saw the birth of a new starting quarterback. Landon Johnson's only a freshman, but remember this. Everybody has memories of high school football. His memory will be the first varsity game that he ever played in and handed off. Somebody took it all the way, so he's got a good memory.
Boy, there was a short kick, and they're going to get great field position out close to the 45. That was picked up by Josiah Goins, and Goins got it down to about the 45. There to meet him was Charlie Rowe, and so great field position for the Hidden Valley Titans.
If you're Coach Highfield and you look at that one particular play, it would almost make you think that his experiment at quarterback is over. Because if you've got Billy Ray as back there at tailback and Aaron Connor at fullback, that's just a 1-2 punch. And all you got to do is, if you're not going to throw the ball much anyway, hand it to one and hand it to the other. But that's quite an attack.
So it will be 1st and 10, right at about the 45-yard line for this Hidden Valley offense. That's Tyler Coyer. Coyer looks to throw, and he's going to be lassoed out of bounds in a very quick time. Number 50, Brian Hubbard, the senior linebacker, popped him good. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
When you say popped him, that's a great description there. They're right in front of us. And ladies and gentlemen, you could hear the pads crack on that one. That was a great collision. Good decision by Coyer not to try to force the football. He squared his shoulders up, did everything. Everything was covered. He brought it down the sideline. Good decision making.
We are down to the 9-minute mark remaining in this first half. Hidden Valley 7 and the William Byrd Terriers 7. Billy Ray Welsh with a touchdown and Alex Ray 1 for the Titans. There's Jimmy King. He doesn't get much. Aaron Connor was the first guy to meet him, and he also had some great help there defensively on that by Shane Spradlin. And they stop him for about a yard gain, so it'll be 3rd down and about 10.
Well, I just noticed number 4, Landon Johnson, just came in for Billy Ray. I'm sure he needed a rest after that long gallop.
That he did. I tell you what, of course, Billy Ray's done a little bit of everything tonight, and he has been at quarterback. He's returned to punt, returned to kickoff, ran for a touchdown, thrown a ball. He's done a little bit of everything. And now with a 3rd down, we'll call it 9, just across the 45 for the Titans. That's Coyer. Coyer has plenty of time. He throws it, and looking for Judd Cart. Cart went one way, and it was incomplete. Nice coverage over there, as number 55, Greg Snow, did not let Cart get to that football.
Well, what they tried to do, they tried to run a tight end across the field where all the action showed one way. They took the tight end from the right side and ran him all the way across. But Byrd apparently was in a zone, and they held his places very well, and good defense.
So Ray will punt it away. He gets this one off. It'll come down. It'll be taken at the 20. That's Billy Ray Welsh, and Welsh carries it across the 30 down to about the 32-yard line. And so it will be 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line for Hidden Valley. Or I should say for Byrd.
A very well played first game. We've had a fumble, but we've had long runs. We've had some great hits. But the thing I like about the game is both teams appear to be quick. they get after each other, but they're quick in doing so. There's no sluggishness out there. The only thing that's wearing them out a little bit is the first game and the conditioning, but from the standpoint of attacking and running and everything else, it's both teams are very quick.
And there is a timeout here, as Hidden Valley calls it, and we will take one as well with a score. The Hidden Valley Titans 7 and the William Byrd Terriers 7. We're back with more of the second quarter right after this. There you see the score. William Byrd 7, Hidden Valley 7, second quarter, 7:57 remains, and Hidden Valley had a 92-yard scoring drive that was capped off by a touchdown by Alex Ray and an extra point by Kyle Curbo, and then the long run by Billy Ray Welsh and Kyle Curbo adding the extra point, as we mentioned, for Hidden Valley. The extra point by Frazier tied it up at 7-7. There goes Connor. Connor will get to about the 37, 38-yard line. Cart was the first one to meet him, and then he was finished off over there by Tommy Willard. So it's a gain of about 4, second down and 6. Well, you can see, as we say, and in talking to both coaches before the game, not a whole lot of surprises, because, as we said, Coach Edwards not only coached with Coach Heifel, but also played for him, and he has really done a great job with his Hidden Valley program.
This is not an easy game for either coach. It's an opening game. There's a lot of excitement, as there always is with opening a high school football. But when you've coached a player, and when he's coached for you, to see him on the other side of the field is not a good feeling. And I'm sure both coaches feel this way. But to their credit, they have their teams well prepared. Each of them want to win, but at the same time, they only hope the best for the other.
You hit the nail on the head, and that's basically what both of them said. But, hey, you got to play the game, and this is a good one to start out with. There's Landon Johnson, and, boy, that ball bounces around. It is incomplete. I got to tell you, Aaron Connor threw a block there that knocked off one of the on-rushing Titans, and it goes incomplete.
Let me tell you who's going to have visions of grandeur when their head hits the pillow tonight. That's number 70, Jason Zeppefenny. That ball was floating up in the air, and it had been tipped, and he was there almost to pick it off. And how many times you see an offensive tackle just touch the football? So he'll dream of picking that thing off and taking it the other way for the touchdown. But, of course, the other way would be his way since he's on offense.
Coach Heifel going to call a timeout, as we will as well, with the score here 7-7. Hidden Valley and the Terriers of William Byrd. We'll be back right after we take this all-important commercial timeout. Back here at Dwight Bogle Stadium, we are ready to start the second half, and even at 7 apiece, as Frazier will kick off to the Titans to start this second half. He gets a kick. It comes down at about the 25. Taken there on the run and driving to the 40, maybe the 42-yard line. That was caught in the air by number 7, Dante Larry. And he was able to carry it all the way out to the 43-yard line. He's a 6'2", 230-pound senior. So let's get some stats for that first half.
You know, we're seeing wide as even. William Byrd, 5 first downs. Hidden Valley, 6 first downs. Yards rushing, 160 for William Byrd, 131 for Hidden Valley, for a total of 160 yards total. They didn't complete a pass. Hidden Valley has 170 yards total offense.
And they're going to go for a bundle here. That was almost in and out of the hands of Judd Cart. Landon Johnson was back there on the defensive coverage, did a nice job, as Cart, who caught 50 passes a year ago and is very highly thought of, not only in this area but throughout the state.
You look back at Landon Johnson, he's done a good job tonight. To be a freshman, 5'9", 150, that's a pretty good matchup to the outside but Johnson's giving them everybody all they wanted in all phases of the game.
So the Titans with a 2nd and 10. There goes Jimmy King, and King gets maybe a couple to the 45 as he is wrapped up by Aaron Connor. And so Connor stops him, put it down to the 45, 3rd down and 8 for the Hidden Valley Titans as we are underway here in the second half.
That's got to be a pretty good matchup of Judd Card against Johnson, because Judd is 6'2", and there he goes out there again. So you might see him running some down and outs or something quick inside, but they're walking away the end of that side to take away the quick look in.
There goes the handoff to Ray, and he's not going to get anywhere. He got back to him maybe close to the line of scrimmage. And I tell you, that defense stuffing them, and that was met there by Brown, and Daniel Brown stopped him. They probably even lost a half yard. So Alex Ray will punt it away, and back deep is a guy that we've seen a lot of tonight, number 20, Billy Ray Welsh, for this William Byrd Terrier team. Gets the snap, and here goes the punt. High spiral, comes down, going to bounce, going to be picked up at the 20 by Welsh. He's to the 25. He's to the 30. Penalty marker down. He's to the 50. Another penalty marker down, and he gets to the 45-yard line. But 2 flags came down.
The first one was the block from behind, right on the side. The youngster did not give the guy the opportunity to turn and chase. He blocked him from behind. The official was right there. And so that one definitely will come back.
That it will. They'll call this over. Here you're going to see the punt. Gets a good snap, gets the high spiral. It'll bounce, and then
top of your screen, right there.
There it is. And then we had another one that you don't see, but it all's for naught because they'll move it back to the inside the 25 down to the 21-yard line. So it's at the 21, 1st and 10 for the William Byrd Terriers, their first opportunity here of the second half. Don't forget, folks, if you're interested in getting those football helmet magnets, the banners, all of your sign needs, Fast Signs, good place. Remember, they're in Salem and also in Southwest County. There's a short gain. And I tell you something, Don, as you know, the 10th anniversary of WDRL this year. Also, guess what? The 10th anniversary of Kroger Crunch.
Kroger Crunch, where is that man called tonight?
He's at one of these games somewhere. I tell you, what a job he does each and every year. And we're glad to have them, as always, part of this telecast. All right, 2nd down. There goes Connor, and look at Connor get ahead of steam. And, boy, when he gets ahead of steam, you need a couple to bring him down. Dante Larry and Matt Greenway hung on, but not before. A nice gain by Aaron Connor, and Connor is a guy that has plenty of ability and, of course, plenty of experience with this William Byrd football team.
I guess the best way you could explain this game is that these teams, it's like they're looking in the mirror and seeing each other, because both coaches are using primarily the same offense, primarily the same defense. The Titans put the ball in the air a little bit more, but it's grind them out, and you can't do it any better than that on 1st down. And of course, Connor's, he's a man.
The old cliche smash mouth football. There's Landon Johnson. Johnson got to the 45, but a penalty marker came down. Dante Larry was there to stop him, but the penalty marker's back at the 40 as Johnson turned the corner, got to the 45.
Something was wrong with that play from the very beginning. There seemed to be some miscommunication, and I think the only reason Johnson ended up with the ball is that he couldn't hand it to anybody because a couple of people may have gone the wrong way. So that was just mass confusion, and Coach Highfield won't like that because he's looking now at 1st and 15 when they haven't thrown the football. So he's got to average 5 yards a carry for 3 downs.
That he does. In fact, it'll actually be about 17 for the first down because they have to get out to the 47, and the ball's now back at the 30. So it will be 1st and 17. The ball is just at the 30-yard line. Once again, Landon Johnson's the quarterback. Billy Ray Welsh. Welsh going to get some of it back, but not a lot. Dante Larry, boy, he's a good-looking defender for this Hidden Valley football team. He's the guy that we saw return that kickoff, and he's got some size. He's 6'2", 230 pounds, a senior, and he's played a nice game defensively for the Titans.
He looks so good returning that kickoff, it might give Coach Edwards something to think about.
That's right. He was another one of those that got steamrolling, and he picked up good yardage. We've played about 4 minutes of the second half. No scoring. It's still 7-7. That time, nothing doing. That was Welsh, and Welsh didn't get anywhere. Judd Cart was right there to stop him.
Very, very big defensive play for the Titans this time. If they can stop the Terriers right here without more than a couple-yard gain and force a punt and get any kind of return, they could be on about their own 45-yard line or maybe midfield, just depending. But they don't want to let them out of this hole if you're the Titan defense. Or on the other hand, if Byrd's got something special that they haven't used, now might be the time for it.
So 3rd down, 14. The ball's at the Terrier 33-yard line. Landon Johnson going to hand it off and get a couple to the 35, 36-yard line. Matt Greenway was the first one to meet him, and then Ray finished him off.
Coach Highfield said that time, said, fellas, I'm not taking a chance at this end of the field on anything. I'm going to run it up the gut. We're going to punt it to you, and we expect our defense to rise to the occasion. And maybe we're looking for them to force a turnover or make them handle the football, but they don't want to give up a good punt return here.
Punter is Thomas Kessler. Bobbled it a little bit, and then he got it off. It's going to come down toward King. It'll bounce around, gets a good roll, and it'll die down at the 28-yard line. But a nice punt by number 76, Thomas Kessler, for the Terriers. And so William Byrd will go on defense, and the Hidden Valley Titans back on offense. 6:52 left in this second half. 7-7 is the score. Well, getting some scores. Pulaski County in the lead, as is Cave Spring. So the Knights, who also play here, but they don't play here for a while.
I didn't hear a lot of cheers for that school.
Yeah. Boy, you talk about a rivalry. There goes Coyer. What a job, however. Coyer looked like he was going to be off and get a nice gain, but number 25, Richard Jenkins, was right there to stop him. And we'll give him 3, 2nd and 7, as we head toward the 6.5-minute mark and counting left in this second half.
You know, that kicking game is so important, and the youngster had a little bit of trouble handling the snap, but once he got his punt off, it was very effective because it hit and bounced for about 15, 18 yards. You got to catch that football back there with a fair catch. There are 2 people back there. That short man's got to catch that football.
Yeah, it rolled around, and King didn't want to touch it. There's Greenway. Greenway will get to about the 36-yard line. So it will be 3rd down, and they need about 3 for that first down. Boy, I got to tell you, this has been a very, very fast-moving third quarter. We're down to 5:40 and counting left, and it doesn't seem possible that we're to 5.5 minutes left in this quarter. Coyer will have Greenway and Jimmy King behind him. Off to the right side is Brian Bush, and to the left, Judd Cart. There's a good break by King, but he was slowed up. And then big number 79, Daniel Brown, said no more. And he is stopped just shy of that first down marker, but they want to measure it.
Sure, Coach Edwards wants a measurement because if it's close enough, he's going to consider going for it. If it's less than a half yard, if it's more than a half yard, he's going to do exactly the same thing that Coach Highfield did, kick it down the field and let his defense do the work.
I think he didn't quite make it. That's my guess. But yeah, he is, and you're right about on the money there, a half yard shy of that first down.
That's a good guess there, Dave, too. And I like to take this opportunity to thank Hidden Valley and Dennis Lehman for the water. It was a hot night. He gave us some water tonight, made us feel pretty good. So, I like to thank him. We really needed it.
Yeah, well, he's a good man. So is his counterpart over at William Byrd, Gary Walthall. Always good to have athletic directors who help you out, I'll guarantee you that.
I said he thought about going for it. He thought about a half a second.
Yeah, he says, listen, it's 7-7, and if I get stopped here, they're at the 37-yard line in my territory. Don't think so. So Alex Ray, the 200-pound sophomore who's done a nice job, he has the only touchdown for the Titans in this game, will punt it away.
They should punt it away from Billy Ray.
Yes, because Billy Ray, if he gets it and gets a wall, look out. It'll come down to him at the 35. He makes a move to the 40. He makes a move to the 45 and across the 50 down to the 48-yard line. My gracious, he's had just a wonderful ball game, has Billy Ray Welsh.
The unusual thing about that is he didn't have a wall set up that time. He did most of that on his own. I believe the wall, it may have been a return to the left, and it was kicked to the right, so he took it and skirted up the sideline.
Tell you what, he's quick. There's no question about that. As we mentioned, he started at quarterback in this game, and then they switched over to Landon Johnson, and he's been at the controls the rest of the way for Coach Jeff Heifel and the Terriers.
You talk about Billy Ray right now. He's right at 100 yards. His next carry, if he goes forward, it will put him over the 100-yard rushing for tonight.
That is a nice hunk of change, I'll tell you that. And all-purpose yardage, he'd have a ton of it because he's returned kicks and punts as well. And there he goes. Welsh will go over the 100-yard mark with that gain as he goes forward we'll give him probably about 3 on the play. 2nd and 7. It's at the 45 in Titan territory, and 4.5 left in this third quarter of play. 7-7 is the score between the Titans and the Terriers. Both these teams, of course, have plenty of guys that go both ways, offensively and defensively, but it hadn't seemed to affect them. There's Landon Johnson. Johnson fakes it. He's got a nice run to the 32, 33-yard line. Johnson had a good fake, and then he started to run and finally was ridden down by Chris Hutto, but not before he gets to the 33-yard line. So a nice gain by Landon Johnson on that one.
What I like about him is that he plays every play. Let's watch him here as he fakes left and ends up going back to the right. Got a lot of authority under there. There's a bootleg. Watch him make this cut. He plays every play as if it's the most important play of the game. And being a freshman, he's got a lot of savvy, and we're going to enjoy watching him play over the next 3 years.
He certainly's got a lot of moxie for a freshman, I'll tell you that. There goes Welsh. Look out. Welsh to the 20. Cuts it inside 15, 10-5, knocked down at the 2. The guy who got a little bit of his was Josiah Goins, and he couldn't keep his feet, but he carries it down to the 2-yard line, and so Mr. Welsh now well over the 100-yard mark.
He looks quicker on every play with superb conditioning. I mean, he looks quicker now than he did at the beginning of the game. Watch this cut he makes, the last cut right now. Don't ever get your shoulders past that ball carrier, because if you do, he's going to cut back on you.
Goins slowed him up, and Brian Bush finished him off. Now it's a 1st and goal. It's at the 2-yard line of Hidden Valley. There goes Welsh. This time he'll lose yardage. Good penetration in there by number 23. That's Scoggins, and Scoggins stopped him for a loss on the play, and as we hit the 3-minute mark, we've got 2nd down and goal.
We got 2nd down, and this is when you call number 33's number. He's a specialist down here, carries a little bit more weight. He's had a little bit of a break. They'll probably go off at the tackle side, block down and kick out.
Now as they come up to the line of scrimmage, we'll be down to the 240 mark. left in this third quarter, and with a 2nd down and goal to go at the 3-yard line. There goes Landon Johnson. He's going to hold on to it. Drive in, touchdown. Landon Johnson, the young quarterback, has his first touchdown of what may be many, many more before his Terrier career is done.
That was an excellent call, because not only did Landon Johnson do a good job of picking his area, but he had Connor and Billy Ray both leading him around that side, and I think that everybody in the ballpark expected Connor to carry it. So that was a great call by the coaching staff.
Here will be the extra point tried by T.J. Frazier. Gets a snap, bad snap. Now they're going to try, the holder tries to get it going. That's number 2, Andy Adeldeuce, but it will go for naught. And so the extra point, a very big one, is no good. It was a bad snap, couldn't be handled. So the score will remain 13 for the William Byrd Terriers, 7 for Hidden Valley's Titans. We'll be back with the final 2.5 minutes of this third quarter right after this. Dwight Vogel Stadium after a nice drive capped off by the Landon Johnson 3-yard touchdown run. And so the Terriers, here goes Dante Larry again. I tell you, this guy, man, he not shy to go into the fray, shall we say. And he was knocked down there. Number 88 was the guy that stopped him. That's T.J. Frazier, but a good gain and decent field position once again for the Hidden Valley Titans.
He runs with a lot of enthusiasm, doesn't he?
It's like, hey, I'm one of those guys. He's one of those like Larry Zonka. Don't get in my way, because I'm not going to shy away from you. But a nice return for Dante Larry, and good field position for Coach Edwards and his Hidden Valley Titans. There goes the handoff. That's Jimmy King. King gets out to about the 48, 49-yard line. As Don and the stat man and myself were talking about at the break, certainly a very interesting and nice article in the Roanoke Times this morning by Aaron McFarlane, talking about one of the giants and one of the great coaches, Joel Hicks, missing high school football. And then how about the other night at the Avalanche, Don? Willis White bobblehead night, and I got to get one of those.
I tell you, knowing Coach White as I do, he was probably embarrassed about the whole situation, but it's a real void left without those two guys in the game. And Coach Hicks has indicated that he misses it, and we'll see how Coach White is. It'll take him a while, but thing about that article that really appealed to me is I thought it was a great article as far as high school football is concerned, because as a new season rolls around, there's always enthusiasm in the air, and all these people sitting out at a game tonight or maybe watching that telecast, all of them have special memories of the times that they played and how special it was to them. And those butterflies you got tonight in that first game, it's just a special feeling, and those of us who have experienced it know it, and those who haven't have missed something.
That is definitely the case. I tell you, when you talk about Willis White and Joel Hicks, and then you add in some of those still coaching, as Jimmy King gets the first down, he's going to be stopped. Number 25 had to knock him out of there, Richard Jenkins, but it'll be a first down. You talk about coaches, of course, Norm Linneberg, a legend, and now the field up there at Radford named after him. You think of Jim Mascaro, just a couple miles away from here at North Cross with over 200 wins. Dave Crisp with over 200 wins, and Jim Hickam at Northside with over 200 wins. Those guys have about 1,000 victories between them.
Let's don't forget the other part of the state. Even though he's not coaching anymore, I'm sure that Bo Henson has a special feeling on opening night wherever he is.
You better believe it. Boy, Bo was a EC Glass. You knew you were in for a battle when he was coaching you. There goes a Coyer, and Coyer goes forward. The ball comes loose, but he was down. So he'll gain a couple to the 40, and that will be the final play of this third quarter. So the only scoring, a touchdown run by Landon Johnson, a missed extra point. And so as we head toward the fourth quarter, the score here, William Byrd's Terriers 13, the Hidden Valley Titans 7. We'll be back with the all-important fourth quarter right after this. Now here we go. We're down to crunch time, and it is the fourth quarter. Hidden Valley, though, in field position at the 41-yard line in Byrd territory. Tyler Coyer and the offense of this Hidden Valley football team trying to knot things up. They've got some good receivers on this team. We've seen Bush, we've seen Judd Cart. They have some weapons there, as Coyer will get the first play of the fourth quarter. There goes Coyer, and Coyer makes a nice move, and I think he got close to the first down. He was pushed out of bounds over there by number 34 on that defense. That's Brent Hubbard. And Hubbard stopped him, but not before Coyer gets the first down to the 30-yard line. Any idea, Mr. Statman, how many yards my man Welsh has?
My man Welsh, yes sir, he's got 18 carries for 133, but let's don't forget Mr. Jimmy King at 15 carries for 101 yards tonight.
Well, how about that? 100-yard rushers on either side. We've seen two good ones. This has been just a wonderful football game for the first game of the year. There's Ray. Ray will get forward progress across the 30 down to the 28. And Don, we always talk about that importance as you mentioned earlier, the kicking game. Remember that missed extra point on the botched snap, because a touchdown and an extra point gives you the lead.
We constantly, year in and year out, emphasize that kicking game, as do all coaches. And the thing about it is Coach Highfield's team are so well known for the kicking game. They very seldom have a kicker that misses, but it was an unfortunate situation with a bad snap.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Coyer had a trouble getting it away from the center. There's King. King gets more added to his 100-plus yardage as he goes to the 24-yard line. He was knocked down over there defensively. A couple of those white jerseys. Billy Ray Welsh, the first one to meet him, but give him to the 24, and it's 3rd and 4.
The offensive line is getting a good surge. They've got 2 downs, basically, to make 4 yards. Don't expect them to put the football up in the air here, but they've got to grind hard, and they've got to make at least 2 to 3 yards here, so it won't be such a big gamble if they have to take 4 downs. The way they're moving the ball, they may pick it up on 1 down.
That's right. We're down to 10:25 and counting left. Fourth quarter, 13-7 William Byrd. There's Ray. Ray going to get some of it. Not quite to the first down marker, but he's awfully close. Once again, at the bottom of that pile, doing a nice job defensively, was Casey Stafford. And that will bring on 4th down and about a yard.
Most important play of the football game right here. If Byrd can stop them, they can probably take that football and march it, because it's almost a fact that defenses have letdowns after their offenses don't make first downs. So this is a key situation right here.
4th down, a yard, maybe a little less than a yard. The ball is at the 22. They're straight ahead, and is Coyer, and he got the first down. Nice job by that offensive line. You don't always give a lot of credit to that offensive line, but they did a nice job. They thrust forward. Tyler Coyer got enough of a seam and gets the first down to the 20.
That he did, and he did a good job in picking his seam. A lot of time people will run a sneak and just surge straight ahead. He stood up and looked and then went to the open area, which was more behind the left guard than behind the center, and wasn't any doubt about that.
Boy, we're getting down close again. The ball is at the 20. We're heading toward the 9-minute mark remaining in this football game. And on the move are the Titans. That's Jimmy King as flags come out. He got to about the 18. Aaron Connor was over there, but we've got a penalty marker that they may not accept the penalty, because he didn't gain much. He gained a couple. It was, again, that illegal shift or motion, so that'll cost them 5 if they choose to take it. If they don't, of course, it'll be a 2nd down and about 9.
And one thing we got to remember, Dave, too, is down there at this end of the field here, too, is that missed extra point.
That is definitely the case. I'll tell you something else, Mr. Caldwell. When you look at this game, for the first game of the season, I got to tell you, this is a tremendous job by both teams. Very few mistakes penalty-wise.
Absolutely. You're looking like right on 5, 6 penalties total. And for the first game, that's excellent. But you see fundamentals on both teams. Excellent fundamentals.
Well, Mr. Edwards comes from good stock. That time they had a mess up on the handoff. Coyer ran into King, and King's going to lose. And now it's going to be third down and about 11. Casey Stafford stuffed him, make it about 12 for the first down.
It's time that Judd Cart becomes a part of this football game. They may keep him in there tight end, or they may split him out. But anybody that catches 50 passes last year has got to have some ability as far as beating someone one-on-one if given the opportunity. So let's see what happens.
We just saw Jeff Hoffel there. Boy, he's wanting his defense to try and stop it right here. Cart goes in motion to the right side, stops. Coyer going to fake, going to look to throw, He's got Cart out there. Now can't find him, and he's going to be lassoed and wrapped down. The ball was fumbled. It is almost picked up and then fallen on. They call it incomplete.
I tell you, that was almost a cardinal sin in that scramble, because 2 or 3 guys had the opportunity to fall on it, and rather than falling on it, they were all thinking about going to the glory road. Let's take a look at this. This is a heck of a scramble, as we see the quarterback scramble to start off with. Then the ball flies up in the air. That's an incomplete pass right there. And look at everybody trying to pick it up. I'm not going to bring out any numbers because I don't want the coaches having to talk with them during the film session. They'll have enough of a talk with them from there.
I'll tell you who did a great job, though, of pursuing Tyler Coyer. It was number 82, Shane Spradlin. So there is a case of inside the 20 just a moment ago where the Titans, but now they're back at the 41, which means Ray is going to have to punt it away. And, of course, Billy Ray Welsh is back there. Boy, that is a nice punt. Comes down to Welsh at the 4. Welsh breaks a tackle and then goes up to the 14-yard line, and he's knocked down right there. But here is the important stat on this scoreboard. 7:41 remains.
I tell you one thing about that play before that, Dave, and that's the fact that Tyler Coyer, in a situation like that, if you're going to get rid of that ball, you better make daggone sure that there's nobody standing where you throw it forward like that, because once he threw it forward, the play was dead. It was an incomplete pass, and he threw it to an open spot, and I don't know if it's because somebody hit him hard or because of the fact that he saw the open area, but it was a cool play if he did know he was throwing to the open area.
Here goes William Byrd. That's Welsh. Welsh goes forward. Again, they're using that clock. Down to 7.5 remaining. And this is a case where William Byrd wants to use that clock. Don't give him any yardage on that play, so it's 2nd and 10 as we head toward the 7-minute mark.
I just want you to know that I just used a word that you're supposed to know and understand. It's today's generation. I talk to a lot of them, and they say, I always say cool. So I put cool in there, and I hope you'll pick it up.
At my age, it's hard to hear, much less. But you are. I tell you, I don't care what anybody says. Both you and Jerry are cool. All right, here goes Landon Johnson. Johnson, penalty marker comes down, and he's going to lose yardage. Boy, that was a great job by Rob Scoggins. They stopped Johnson and holding. They can decline that because he was stopped inside the 10-yard line.
Yes, you definitely decline it, and you force them into third down. You don't want to do anything. Time is a precious element right now. You've got to hold them one more down, and you go force a punt. So you certainly decline this.
Well, Scoggins, who's not tremendously big, about 150-pounder, came in there and twirled around Landon Johnson, dropped him at the 8, and so it's 3rd down and 14, clock running as we head towards 6:40.
I tell you, Reuben Terry even throws a flag well. You know, and every time he throws it, it's with distinction. And I'm sure this crew working with him enjoys the heck out of it. But they're right on top of everything.
He's cool too, isn't he?
Cool.
There go. Oh, it's the quick kick. And this one's going to roll. Boy, nice job done as it goes down just shy of midfield. That was Billy Ray Welsh who did it.
And that coaching staff is always one step ahead. We haven't seen a quick kick in years, and we always talk about the quick kick and the coffin corner kick, and we didn't think anybody used them anymore. But old Billy Ray displayed again that he can do it all. But that was an excellent play, because if you wait the fourth down and punt, they know you got to punt. They're going to do everything in the world that they can to block it. So, you know, you got to get up very early in the morning, and J.R. Edwards will be the first one to tell you that. You got to get up very early in the morning to keep up with this William Byrd coaching staff.
Now, Billy Ray Welsh, he now has a punting statistic to his repertoire, and it was a good one, a 40-yarder. Now, that's Greenway. Look at Greenway to the 35. So Matt Greenway gets the first down, and it'll be 1st and 10 just inside the 35.
That was a quick trap, and we just talked about Byrd's staff. I want you to know one thing. J.R. Edwards is cool.
Yeah. There's the replay, and you'll see a job done, and done very well, by Matt Greenway. As they come up to the line of scrimmage, less than 6 minutes remain. The ball inside the 35 at the 34. Tyler Coyer, who has been at the controls all evening long. Jimmy King, and King gets some yardage, not much, but he'll drive to about the 33. At defense again, stacking him up. Hubbard was there. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the first down. But of course, they need to score a touchdown here. They trail by 6. 13-7.
You're exactly right there. And your man Jimmy King, again, 17 carries, 108 yards. And, you know, this is a very important drive for Hidden Valley.
That it is, because as you can see the clock there, he'll be snapping it down around the 5:10 mark. Coyer's going to throw. He's going to throw long. He's got Cart out there, and it is incomplete. He intended it for Judd Cart, but it overshot it, and so it is incomplete. That now means that it will be a 3rd down and 8.
Let's take a good look at the defense this time. They're expecting pass. Those defensive backs are skating back 3 yards when the ball is snapped. And they're thinking of that pass, and they're making sure that nobody gets behind them. But watch them take that skate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's dropping off of there good to make sure everything's in front of him, and those linebackers are back covering the short areas.
And instead they went forward. Ray ran it, and Ray gets to the 28, but it is now 4th down and about 5 for the first down. And of course they have to go for it at this point.
Yes, they do, and you know, play action is great if they think you're going to run the ball. But I still say they got number 6. He's at the top of the screen at tight right end. They're going to be hitting him coming off of that ball. He's going to have a hard time getting out.
There's Coyer going to throw. Got a man out there and almost intercepted, and then almost caught by King. And if King had caught it, he was heading for the first down marker, but it goes incomplete. And once again, the William Byrd defense stands up tall and takes over the football.
And if I'm correct, that was a linebacker over there covering King, because they took Cart, ran the secondary off deep because they knew he was going. They anticipated a pass to him, and they tried to get King on a linebacker, and whoever that linebacker was on that side did a tremendous job.
That it was, and I think that could have been possibly one of those Hubbards. I think it might have been Brent Hubbard.
It's a good chance if you one of them when there's 2 of them out there, isn't it?
Yeah. You're pretty safe calling one of the Hubbards. They've been all over the place. There's Aaron Connor, and now what William Byrd wants to do is try and get a first down or 2 to use that clock.
Let's see if William Byrd breaks something, because remember we talked about how the momentum can change when your offense doesn't come through. The defense has really got to buckle their chin straps and force a punt here. They'd still have some time to operate, but they give up 1 or 2 first downs. It's Katie bar the door, as you like to say, because that clock is ticking down.
And guess what? Billy Ray Welsh is back in at quarterback. He's going to take over for Landon Johnson here, and he'll get to about the 35 and bring up 3rd down. But what is happening now is, of course, the Titans are going to have to call a timeout, and with 3:33 remaining, they don't have a lot of time left, so they do call a timeout. With a score, William Byrd 13, Hidden Valley 7. We're back with more of the 4th quarter action after this timeout. Here we go, Dwight Bogle Stadium. William Byrd with a 2nd down. That time they go to Connor. Connor will gain a yard. Again, it doesn't matter. But that will be the final timeout of the Hidden Valley Titans.
Yeah, but remember, if they can force a punt, that the clock will stop on the change of possession, so they'll get a chance there. It's just how much, what happens on this down. But I do want to give the Titan defense a lot of credit. We've seen teams let up in situations when they lose momentum, but this bunch don't know the meaning of it, and they played that defense hard. So it's as Dizzy used to say, it's not, I guess it was Yogi, it's not over till it's over.
So it will be the 3rd down, 7 to go. The ball at the 42. William Byrd, of course, now with no timeouts remaining, the Terriers will try and use as much of that clock if they don't make the 1st down and have to punt it away. And it would mean that probably the Titans would get the ball back with only about 1.5 minutes remaining. But Billy Ray Welsh and the William Byrd offense on this 3rd down and 7. Welsh going to run with it. Welsh going to pull it up and, of course, not get the 1st down. But again, by going wide, he used some more of that clock. And by the time they set this, it'll be inside of 2 minutes.
Well, Billy Ray almost got knocked out of bounds, and that would not have been good.
Jeff Eiffel would have been over there, and he wouldn't have wanted to get out of bounds on that side of the field. I can assure you of that. So it will be a 4th down. And, of course, what they're doing is using as much of that clock as possible. And, in fact, they may run it down and call a timeout themselves.
Or they may take a penalty.
That's true. They can do that as well. It's down to 1.5 minutes. And now the Terriers will call a timeout, and we will probably take our final one as well. With a score here, William Byrd with the football and the lead. 1:28 remaining, 13-7 over Hidden Valley. We're back with our final. Bad snap. He got it off, did a great job of getting it off, and gets a good roll. And I tell you, that is not a bad punt. He had to get it off, A, and B, Don, they did not allow King to return it.
Well, Judd Cart put a heck of a rush on. They had all 10 men up on the defensive line. Only Jimmy King was back, and the punter showed his poise that time because he got it off and got it away from the guy. He accomplished 2 objectives that time.
I'll tell you what, with 1:20 remaining, the problem that this Titan team has is they need 68 yards to pay dirt. They've got 1:20 left, and they've got no timeouts. There's a long pass. They got Cart out there, and there will be the penalty. That time, Judd Cart had the momentum, and Andy Adeldust could not stop, and the penalty marker came down.
I wish we could see that whole play again, because if I saw what I thought I saw earlier in the play, it looks like Judd Cart may have pushed off a little bit, but there was definite interference at the end. And every time I see Elton Tolliver out there, I think about the stat man. The stat man was an offensive tackle. I'm going to see if I can get him to go one-on-one with Elton.
Yeah, I tell you what. There it is. So there's the pass interference, and here you'll see it.
All right, take a look right at the last minute. There it is. No doubt about that one.
So it is the penalty, and that will move the football. Remember, it's not spotted there. It's the penalty moving it out to the 48.
I don't think you're going to be able to throw deep the way that secondary is skating. You can throw the sideline route and get out of bounds and move the ball downfield.
Well, they used 6 seconds on that. We're down. Coyer had to it almost went down. Now Cart makes a nice move, and he caught it. He caught it at the 28-yard line. Good job by Coyer, and Coyer hits Cart. Now the football moves to the 28, and it will not start till they set the chain.
They'll probably just down the football unless they have a play called ahead of time.
Clock is running. Coyer's going to throw it. He's got his man, and it's caught. It is caught over there by number 5, Josiah Goins. Goins gets yardage down to the 20, and Coach Edwards is saying you've got to spike the ball, and he does. But as he spikes it, we're down to 47.5 seconds remaining.
Let's talk about the play prior to that when they got Card open. What they did is they took one of the wide receivers, ran the secondary off. They ran him on a sideline and up route. And the quarterback did a terrific job, Tyler Coyer, of getting that football to him once he made his cut upfield. And the only thing that would have made it perfect if he could have gotten out of bounds. But the defensive player made a good play to keep him in.
That was Adeldust, who wasn't about to let him get by, didn't get him out of bounds, and knocked him down. So now we're down to 47.5 seconds. The ball is at the 20-yard line. There is Coyer, going to throw, got a man open. It is caught. It is caught by Brian Bush, and Bush has it at the 8-yard line. The clock will start to run as we get toward the 40-second mark, and there again is the spike.
Okay, the chains do not even have to be reset because they're inside the 10-yard line. So what we're looking at now is if we throw the football every time, if they throw it and do not score, that's where would be the problem. They'd have to line up and spike it again. But the thing is, from this point, you got to throw it in the end zone.
That you do, and it is on the 8-yard line. 40 seconds remain. William Byrd this time called the timeout because they want to make sure their defense is set. Tyler Coyer, the quarterback, has done a great job of marching this team. Remember, the football was at their own 32, and they have driven it to the 8-yard line of William Byrd.
And that last pass, they caught one-on-one coverage out to the right side. Everybody was worried about the Cart, but in getting that one-on-one coverage, he threw the look-in route and just threw it right between the numbers. It couldn't be any better, but they can't afford to have an incomplete pass that doesn't go in the end zone.
Second down, goal to go. The ball is at the 8-yard line. Coyer as Cart comes in motion. Coyer's going to look for an end zone. Got it. Touchdown. With 36.6 seconds left, Tyler Coyer hits Brian Bush for the touchdown.
And Brian Bush did the most important thing necessary, and that's the fact that he ran to the end zone and hooked so that he was between the ball and the defender, and there's no way that they could have stopped that. He did a great job. The defender skated a little bit too much that time. Let's see if they can win it with an extra point.
Well, Kyle Curbo is a good kicker, but remember, William Byrd missed one. Good snap. Kick is up. It is good. Kyle Curbo makes it 14-13, Hidden Valley. That was a 68-yard drive when they started with it, Jerry, they had 1:21 remaining, so in less than a minute, they went 68 yards.
You're exactly right, Mr. Ross, exactly right. What a way to finish that. Here again, we got a little bit more time left here, so anything can happen as we just seen here, but what a great drive for Hidden Valley.
And remember, defensively, William Byrd called a timeout, which means they have none remaining as well.
if Hidden Valley Titans hold on to this game, it's going to be a memory for a long time for J.R. Edwards. But these fans are berserk. They are thrilled the kind of football that they're seeing. Their team has performed well in all phases of the game. But that was, if you don't mind me saying so, that was a real test of intestinal fortitude to take that football and drive down the field against a good defense like Byrd. They just have to hold on here, and for a long time, they'll remember the Titans.
They certainly will, and I'll tell you what else, buddy. That guy learned well from his coach, didn't he, Jeff Heifel?
That he did, and again, it's not over yet because you know who's back there. I would not kick the football to Billy Ray.
That would be the case. You do not want to get Welch because he is a good one. It'll come down. It's bobbled down there, and he had to fall on it. He had to fall on it, did number 34 for the William Byrd Terriers. That was Brent Hubbard. So they'll take over 1st and 10 at the 27.
I tell you, at this point in time, I don't know who's probably the most excited. I know J.R. Edwards is very excited, but we had the opportunity to speak with his father before the game, his proud father, I might add, and I'm sure wherever he is in those stands that he's got a special feeling going through him, too.
I'll tell you what, he traveled all the way from Michigan, and with 33 seconds left, that's how much he has, and there will be a penalty marker down. This is going to go illegal substitution.
No, they only got 10 men on the field.
Okay.
I think it's 12, Coach. It's 12.
That was it. So you can't do that, I can tell you. There'd be times I wished I were in games where the team I was on had 12 on the field against 11, but it doesn't work. Now we have the 1st and 15.
Let's watch number 7 rush that passer.
Johnson is back at quarterback. Dante Larry put the pressure on, and it'll go incomplete. Larry, number 7, the big guy, put the pressure on Landon Johnson, and it is incomplete. Of course, it's 2nd down and 15. That isn't really what it is. It's 2nd down and 78.
And a long way to go. You're exactly right.
Although, might not have to be 78, but you'd have to go 60 at least to get into field goal range.
Let's watch big number 7 again. He's going to put some pressure. They got him lined up at tackle this time.
There goes the quarterback. Looking to throw, gonna throw, got his man caught, and caught down at the 42-yard line. And the clock will stop at 18 seconds as they set the change.
Yeah, you're going to see a heck of a prevent defense on this play. Let's take a look at that secondary for the Titans. They're going to be back about at least 30 yards, and you can see them 4 across the board as Byrd has to stop the clock.
And they do stop it with 15 and a half remaining. They've cut it down to now the 42-yard line, so it was a 20-yard pass play that got them out here.
A trick play that can be used in this situation, and it almost takes a trick play. Since the secondary is so deep, you send the tight end down, hook him, let him catch a ball, and possibly lateral to someone. You need something crazy, but it can happen.
That time, Landon Johnson, and he's knocked down. Alex Ray, after a great job done by number 89 for the Titans, Greg Matthews, he twirled him around, and Alex Ray hit him, and that's it. In his first game as a head coach, J.R. Edwards, remember the Titans, has done a job.
Anybody that says high school football isn't special better take another good look. This was a great game, well coached on both teams, and you know, you really hate to see either team win because it was so tough for the other team to lose, but a special niche for J.R. Edwards and his staff.
So the final score, 14-13, thanks to the Brian Bush touchdown catch and Kyle Curbo's extra point. That wraps this one up for the good man Don Lee and the stat man Jerry Caldwell. This is Dave Ross saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week for EC Glass and the Heritage High School Pioneers.